They done let me in the door. They done gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four. Youngin' fresh.
Welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Man, fuck it, you ain't gotta like the video, gotta comment, but I do appreciate it. Hit the sub button if you're new. Now, in this video, we're talking about Attack on Titan, but in particular, we're talking about the death of Eren Jaeger. I had made a video like this like a while back, way before all of this shit even escalated to the certain point that we're at in the manga. But if you were to go watch that video and everything, it probably wouldn't make too much sense, but then again, it would to a certain extent, right? But from the time that I made that video up until now, a lot of shit has happened throughout the story of Attack on Titan now. So I just wanted to do another crack at this video and explain Erens' death, right? Now, in chapter 134, the scouts have now changed their focus to Zeke, right? Now, the original plan was to basically jump on Eren's back, find where his real body is at, which is most likely inside the head of the Titan, strung up somewhere, along with Zeke, and pull him out and ask him if he can stop the rumbling. And if he don't stop the rumbling, then Armin would just nuke him right then and there. But then again, when Armin does that, he has to worry about Mikasa trying to fucking cut his head off. So while they're making this plan, Levi says that, hey, if we find Zeke first and we kill him, can't that stop Eren? Like, won't that stop the rumbling, right? And Armin's like, yeah, like, Eren did activate the power of the Claws of Titans through Zeke, right? Now, my previous videos already said that Eren activating the power through Zeke is not really true. Eren just used Zeke just to get to Ymir. Just like how Zeke told Eren, like, hey, I just used you to get to this certain point. You're nothing but a key. I can activate the rumbling anytime I want, but I want to save you first. So I feel like Eren was doing the same thing. Like, hey, I was just using you to get to the certain point so I can come talk to Ymir. And that's exactly what happens. Eren comes into contact with Ymir and gives Ymir something that she didn't think that she had this whole time, a choice. He said that, hey, you can choose to stay here or you could choose to end it all with me. Give me the power. And that's exactly what Ymir does. She gives Eren the power. So in reality, she could have been doing that a long time ago. She just didn't think that she had a choice. She thought that she was supposed to only serve the royal founders, especially if they was the founder. You know what I'm saying? That she was a slave to them. So she didn't think that she had any free will to choose anybody over the royal founder. So when Eren got the power of the founder, he couldn't use the power right away until he got in contact with Dinah and then Zeke, right? So the whole plan now is to basically kill Zeke before trying to kill Eren. Because if they kill Zeke, then that most likely could stop the rumbling. Now, in my previous video, I was saying that seemed too easy, to basically kill Zeke and then it's all over. I feel like if they were to kill Zeke, the way how Eren would still win is if he gives one last command to the cluster titans to basically continue the rumbling. Now, I feel as though if the first King of the Walls can do that, to basically make the Cluster Titans stand there for 200 years, and they never move not once until just now in the manga when Eren activates them, right? I feel like if the first king can make the Cluster Titans stand there for 200 years with his last command, then I feel like Eren can do it as well, right? So if they kill Zeke, then most likely that won't stop the rumbling. Because like I said, Eren can just give his last command for the Cluster Titans to basically contain the rumbling, right? So they would have to kill Eren himself, but not just kill him. They're going to have to take his Titan and then command the Cluster Titans to stop, right? But let's say if they do succeed in Eren getting his Titan taken away from him and they're trying to use the power of the founder, they're not going to be able to use it because they fucking killed Zeke, right? So if all of this shit happens, then I don't think Zeke will end up getting killed because at the end of the day, they're going to have to come into contact with Zeke in order to stop the rumbling, right? So that first video that I had made about Erens' death, in that video, I had said that he foreshadowed his death a long time ago, right? Now, it was at that time where I was rewatching the anime all over again, and knowing what I know in the manga, I was peeping a lot of shit, like foreshadowing and everything, right? So when Annie and Eren was fighting, and when Eren had got on top of Annie, Eren was talking about how he was going to destroy the world and how he was going to kill everybody and destroy everything, right? And I was like, yo, that's literally what's happening in the manga right now. Like, Eren is fucking doing the rumbling, like he's destroying everybody. Like, that's fucking crazy that Ishiyama foreshadowed that in the first season. And when I had seen that, it made me make the video called Eren planned us from the very jump, right? And in that video, I was saying that he had access to his future memories just a little bit. We gotta remember that he always had memories of Grisha, right? And we know that Grisha has memories of a future Eren destroying the world and killing everybody and using the power of the rumbling, right? So some of those future memories of him destroying the world would seep through Eren, and he would say what he does in the future. It's kind of like how Eren Kruger was talking to Grisha. When Eren Kruger was giving his mission to Grisha, he said Mikasa and Armin. And some of Grisha's future memories seep through Eren Kruger himself, which made him say that. It's just like that, right? So I was saying, like, hey, what if he was planning this from the very jump and this motherfucker always had access to his future memories, but it just wasn't vivid to him. It would just seep through his actions and the shit that he says. So later in that same episode, when Eren Jaeger says that he's going to destroy the world and he beats Annie, whatever, when he wakes up from fighting Annie, he is talking to Mikasa, right? And he said that it felt good to let go. And it felt like he wanted to die, right? So basically what he's saying is it felt good to become this devil that he was trying so hard not to be. That's why he didn't want to fight Annie. That's why he couldn't believe that Annie was the enemy, right? That's why he couldn't transform at first, because he didn't really believe that Annie was the enemy. He wanted to understand her. And he felt like if I fought her, it would be the wrong thing to do. But he let go because he was reminded by Armin's words that, hey, you need to abandon your humanity and become this monster. And him doing this, it felt good to him. But it did cause him a lot of pain and suffering as well. Now, in chapter 134, Reiner, of all people, says that it seems like Eren wants one of us to kill him, to basically end his pain and suffering. And in the first season, that's literally what Eren says to Mikasa. It felt like he wanted to die. So Eren foreshadowed his death a long time ago if he ends up dying, right? So somebody's going to have to take his power and come into contact with Zeke and stop the rumbling themselves, right? Now, the big question was, who is going to get Eren's Titan? Like, we all said it, and the characters within the story has said it as well. They was all debating on who would get Eren's Titan next, right? So you got Sasha saying that she wants to get it, and then you got John saying that it's only right for him to get it because he's smarter than Eren, and then you got Connie saying that, hey, that I'm supposed to get it, that I think I should have it. And then you got Mikasa saying, like, it's only right if I get Eren's Titan. But then you got Eren saying that he's not going to give his Titan to none of them because he wants all of them to live long lives. Now, first of all, that's contradicting because Armin dies in a couple of years as well. And he's sitting right across from Sasha, and this bitch died 2 months ago. So just because Eren says that he wants his friends to live long lives doesn't mean that's going to happen, right? That could be just him contradicting himself. But after that, Armin then says that it doesn't matter who Eren gives the power to. It has to be somebody that they can trust, right? Now, we all know it's really somebody that Eren can trust. You know what I'm saying? Eren has to give his Titan to somebody that he can trust, right? And the only people that he can trust is patriots. People that are willing to fight for the freedom of Eldia. It's just like how Grisha's book had started off. When they started reading Grisha's book, it said that whoever is reading this, I hope that you're a fellow patriot just like how I am. A person that is willing to fight for the freedom of Eldia. Historia, Flock, Zeke, the whole Jaeger, most likely the farmer. Eren told his plan to all of them, right? Because they're patriots, people that are willing to fight for the freedom of Eldia. He didn't tell Mikasa or Armin because he knows what they do in the future. They stand against his plan to destroy the world and free Eldia for eternity, right? So these next two characters that I'm about to say is about to blow you the fuck away, right? So just like how Eren trusted Historia and Flock to the point that he literally told them his plan, right? And he knew that both of them would understand. He also told his plan to Reiner and Falco in the basement. Now that all three of them is in the basement, Falco asks Eren, can I go now? And Eren's like, no, I want you to hear this as well. And Falco's like, hear what? And Eren says, my backstory, my story. So Eren is explaining his backstory to Reiner and Falco, and then he lets Willie Tybur take over. And Willie Tybur is talking about Eren's plan in the future to basically use the rumbling and come destroy Marley. So Falco and Reiner was hearing Eren's plan this whole time, and he entrusted them knowing what he was going to do in the future. And after all of that shit happens, Reiner bows down to Eren. Like, it doesn't, like, when I first started this, I didn't really realize until just now. Reiner bows down to Eren, and he pleads to Eren to come to basically kill him and end his suffering. and Eren helps him. And he tells Reiner that you're not my enemy. But he's not only saying that to Reiner, he's also saying that to Falco as well. Now, I already know what people's going to say, like, hey, your theory kind of goes out the window because why would Eren transform on Falco and Reiner after he says that they're not his enemy? To me, I want to believe that Eren had to do that. He had to. You got to remember that Eren is following his future memories. Like, he might not want to do it, but he just has to. At that certain point, he knew that he had to transform on Reiner and Falco, and if he probably didn't, then a lot of shit would have fucking changed, right? So he had to do that at that certain point. But you can't deny the fact that Eren trusts Falco and Reiner a lot, you know what I'm saying? Especially Falco, because Eren trusted Falco to deliver the letters to his friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, in that certain situation, a lot of shit could have went left, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's giving these letters to this little ass kid could be a nosy ass kid and look into the letters, and Eren could have been exposed a long time ago, like, oh shit, he's really Eren Jaeger? I'm about to give this to the fucking military, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But he trusted Falco, and he knew that Falco was never going to look into the fucking letters at all, right? Throughout the whole time Eren was over there in Marley, it felt like he was coaching Falco himself. Eren pushed his ideology onto Falco and told him to keep moving forward. Before all of that, Falco didn't know how to be Gabby. But until he met Eren, and Eren told him to keep moving forward, Falco was like, you're right, I know I can be Gabby, all I gotta do is keep moving forward. Like, if you reread chapters 92 all the way to 100 yourself, you will see exactly what the fuck I mean, that it feels like Eren was coaching Falco himself. So when it got to that basement thing, and he said that, hey, I just keep moving forward until my enemies are destroyed, Falco kind of understood that, like, oh shit, he's talking about moving forward. Like, we always talk about that shit on the bench. Like, he literally told me that I have to keep moving forward until I can beat Gabby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell, like, even though Eren transformed the Falco and Reiner, you could still tell that Eren's ideology was still on Falco, because when he went over there at Paradise Island, he understood where they was all coming from, because he heard Eren's story himself and his whole plan. You know what I'm saying? So he understood that it wasn't no devils over there on that island, that they was the same as him. They just wanted to survive. While you got Gabby over here saying like, oh no, like that devils, we can't trust them or whatever. Falco's like, bro, you didn't have to kill that guard. Like, he wasn't going to kill us. Like, you gotta understand there is no devils over here. Now, who the fuck do you think he got that from? Eren himself. Even though Eren transformed on him, by Eren saying that, hey, I gotta keep moving forward, Falco understood that. And Reiner understood that as well, because Reiner also said that he has to keep moving forward. Like, literally, Eren looked up to Reiner. And Eren seen how Reiner was able to move forward and see the mission to the end, no matter what happens. You could truly see that throughout the whole series of Attack on Titan. And especially when we see it in the start of Season 4, when Reiner is breaking down and he's saying that he wants to kill himself and he wants all this pain and suffering to end. But somehow, Reiner finds the will to basically transform and do what is supposed to be done. Basically, keep moving forward, no matter what. And he can't die until he continue his mission or finish his mission. And he's just like Eren. Eren can't die yet until he finish his mission. They both have to keep moving forward. They both understand that. You know what I'm saying? They're literally the same coin, but just on different sides. I said that in my previous videos, like way before all this shit even escalated. They're the same coin, but just different sides. So they both understand that keep moving forward shit. And since Eren puts his ideology onto Falco, Falco understands the keep moving forward shit too. Now, let's say that they end up killing Zeke, right? And killing Zeke does cut off Eren's power to control the Colossal Titans, right? How could Eren lose but still get what he wants, right? And that's where Falco comes into play. Or it could be Reiner, but I want it to be Falco because it's set up for him to get Eren's Titan. Like, when he goes to help Eren, he literally says that you don't have to fight anymore. And if you look at it, that's literally Falco saying like, hey, I will continue doing what you was doing. I will continue your mission. I will keep moving forward for the freedom of Elder. We all know that Falco is a member of the Grice family who plays a big part in the Revolutionists. He's literally the nephew of the same guy who recruited Grisha to become a patriot in the first place. He was literally Grisha's partner and his sidekick in the Revolutionists. Like, Grisha and Grice has a parallel with Eren and Falco. When Grice and Grisha gets caught and everything and everybody gets taken to the wall, Grice questions Grisha and he says that I trusted you. Like, I knew I should have never trusted you. Falco says the same thing to Eren. Falco literally says that, hey, I trusted you. You know, and then Eren says like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but you saved." Like all this shit is set up for Falco to basically kill Eren and take his power to continue the rumbling. Right? Falco just has too many parallels to Eren himself. It's just too many. Like Isayama is literally throwing it in our face. You know what I'm saying? And Isayama foreshadowed the way how Eren will die. He will die by getting eaten. Just think about. Throughout the whole series, Eren got eaten by a mindless titan, right? The first time, like literally episode 5 in season 1, he got eaten by a mindless titan. If you like really look at the mindless titan literally is the same person who was helping Grisha in the Revolutionists. So he is a patriot. Now keep that in mind. Now later on in the story, Eren then ends up getting eaten by Annie and Reiner, right? Now I don't really know the pattern between them two, but I want to say, if you bring it all together, I want to say that Eren gets killed by a Titan shifter who is a patriot. So, Falco. That's who I want to believe that kills Eren at the end, but ends up still doing what Eren wants. Now, if the scouts end up killing Zeke, Eren is going to have Falco eat him because Falco is literally part Beast Titan. And more importantly, Falco got transformed into a Titan directly from somebody who has royal blood. Zeke, you know what I'm saying? And since Annie can control Titans because she was also given the power of the Beast Titan as well, then why can't Falco do it too? Now, I can be wrong, you know what I'm saying? And Eren doesn't get killed at all, right? Because it's something that Eren says that can just blow my whole theory out of the water. And what he says is that scenery, right? So Eren seen the end of the rumbling. He was happy, you know what I'm saying? That's the first time we ever seen Eren happy in a long time. Like he smiled, you know what I'm saying? So he saw the end. He saw the ending of the rumbling either through his own eyes or somebody else's eyes, somebody like Falco or whoever ends up taking this Titan, right? Now the question is, if they do get his power, why would they do what Eren wants? And I got an answer for that question, right? What if Eren does the same thing that the first king of the walls do to anybody who is a member of the royal family and is given the power of the founder to never renounce war? If he can do it, why can't Eren do it as well? Whoever takes Eren's Titan, he can literally brainwash them into doing what he wants at the end. So Eren can die and lose, but still get what he wants in this new world. Now, I could be wrong about all this shit, man. I can truly be wrong. I could just be looking way too deep into it or just looking too much out of the box, you know? But when it comes to the story of Attack on Titan, you have to think out of the box. You have to expect the unexpected, you know what I'm saying? Because literally anything can happen. Like, I truly don't know what's going to happen. I don't. You know what I'm saying? This is just my theory on what can possibly happen because Eren winning just at this point, it just seems too easy. I feel like he has to lose in order to win. And the only way he can win is if he gives his power up to a person who thinks just like him, Reiner or Falco. I don't want it to be Reiner because that can be very contradicting to his character, you know, to end up doing what Eren wants. But I do want to believe that Reiner end up helping Eren because he bows down to Eren in that basement. You can't deny that. He bows down to Eren like he was the king. And he basically begged Eren to basically kill him. And Eren said, no, I'm not going to kill you because you're not my enemy. I feel like that's going to play a big part in it because we got to realize that Reiner is still trying to understand Eren. He just now realized that he's the same as Eren. Like, that's literally what Eren said. Oh, we're the same. Like, we all are hurting, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's going to come into play again. But I want it to be Falco. I want it to be Falco because he has too many parallels to Eren, and it's set up for Falco to get Eren's Titan and continue on with the mission on destroying the world. Like, I feel like Eren has to die in order to win. You know, he has to sacrifice himself to somebody who he can trust. And he trusts his patriots, people who believe in the same thing he believes in, which is the freedom of Eldia. Falco says the same thing. He's like, I wonder if Reiner thinks just like him. I wonder if he wants to free the Eldian people just like me. You know? Like, the fact that they're being pit together is just fucking crazy to me. I think I figured this shit out. This shit is crazy. Like, I think I really figured this shit out. Or I have some type of idea what's going to happen in the ending of Attack on Titan, bro. Like, at some point, it's going to go some way like this. Like, it's set up. Like, it's right at this point, it's just going too smoothly in Eren's way. I feel like it's going too smoothly in Eren's way, but at the end of the day, this is what Eren wanted, man. And if Eren dies, then that truly means that he's not the father of Historia's baby. And I know I keep going back and forth and everything, like, oh, like Eren's the father, the farmer's father. I don't really care, to be honest, but at this point, now that I came up with this theory, I don't think that it could be Eren. I feel like Eren truly understood Grisha's mistakes. Grisha did a lot of good stuff, and he did a lot of fucked up shit too, and he was too just built on like the freedom of Eldia to the point where he would go into hell and he brought his family along with him as well for them to all die, you know what I'm saying? And Eren is like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to create a family and bring them. I'm going to go into hell by myself, But I trust this person to look over Historia and that baby. I trust this farmer, But I still want to believe that Historia is that second girl in Eren's life. Just like how, like I said, Eren has a lot of parallels with a lot of characters, and more importantly, he has a parallel with Grisha. Grisha is in love with somebody who's of royal blood, and then he loves Carla. Eren loves Mikasa, but he also loves somebody who is a member of royal blood, Historia. So it can really go any way. I feel like Isayama wouldn't tell us. At the end of the day, I think he would just leave that shit as a mystery, but it's really leading to the farmer, and especially if Eren gets killed, then he's most likely not the father. But it is what it is. I'm just ready for all this shit to end. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for chapter 135. I'm ready for season 4 to start. This is the last video until chapter 135 come out and the first episode of season 4 comes out. Unless I figure some other shit out like I just did in this fucking video. Then this is the last video until those shits come out. But just ready to end the video. You ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it. Hit the sub button if you're new, and I'm out, bro.